Alrighty, I am here at the King Street Metro Station. It looks so pretty at night. Technically, it's tomorrowly early morning, and I am here on a mission. Today's mission involves me going around Washington, D.C. using buses only and not even touching DC at all except for one place in the Wilson Bridge because Virginia has no claims over the Potomac River for some reason. Right now I'm using the 28A to go to my next destination at the Tysons Corner Metro Station so I can take the Fairfax connector. They have a brand new bus route that will use the 495. This was recorded on October 3rd, and proof of that will be the opening day of Raising Cane's, which I went there later on today because the lines were a little bit less calmer than what it was that you saw. Right now I've just passed the East Falls Church Metro Station. You can see the massive traffic on the I-66, meaning that if it looks nasty there, that means the 4 Beltway is going to be just as nasty, which you will definitely see later on in this video. Since I'm on this route, there has been talks about a BRT system being placed for Route 7. The 28A is perhaps WMATA's most popular bus routes in terms of Virginia. Probably in the top 15, sometimes in the top 10 if you look at the ridership data. It definitely, if you go to this bus during rush hour, you would definitely see how popular it would get. And the unfortunate part is that these buses aren't even articulated, so something has to be done, and I don't know if a BRT route would work. The Route 1 BRT sounds like a very better idea because they have a dedicated lane dedicated to themselves, and I'm not talking about like a painted red lane to reduce, or I guess to road diet the cars going ahead, and then plus the cars would still be there. They wouldn't even care. So this is pretty interesting because Route 1 has like a lot of space to make their own lanes, but with Route 7 it's a lot more compact, and this is just me just spitballing and just voicing my opinions. I'm in no way, in shape or form an expert in what I'm saying, but I really think that there should be like a different type of idea aside from a BRT. I guess like if it just gives them like loans for an articulated bus, I guess that would be a good idea, but I really feel like there should be like something a lot better, like a light rail program, or maybe an underground subway system, which would still keep all the cars on the road, and we wouldn't have to worry about like road dieting and compromising, because again, in this country, the good old US, our track record for a good BRT system is a big no bueno. Aside from that, there is literally no reason for me to do this other than just me just spending some time off and just seeing parts of the DC area that I've never even got a chance to see. Or here I am passing by the West Falls Church Station. Unfortunately, it's a bit of a shadow of its former self. When the Silver Line opened in 2014, this was such a huge, massive hub for all the buses to go to Tyson's. But now that the Silver Line has opened and now the extension's even open to go even to Ashburn, only 3, 4 buses serve there. Hopefully they could add, like, say, a little bit of more um, housing. Here I am passing by the Tyson's metro station, almost close to it, I mean. Getting ready to go to my next bus. Unfortunately, I'm in a bit of a time crunch, so you will see me run to that station. So let's go ahead and skip that. Anyways, I am here on the Fairfax connector. This is actually their newest route, the 798, that goes from Tyson's to Bethesda and Bethesda to Tyson. So the only issues that I have with this bus, aside from the dotted branding where I can barely see anything, is the fact that everything has to be determined by traffic. This is through no fault of this bus, but just through the fault of a Commonwealth and a state not agreeing on continuing an express lane, because this express lane that I'm in ends up being merged into that traffic, and with construction and congestion going on in this area of Tyson's, it is going to be either a nightmare, a nuisance, and maybe you could be lucky. I still think that it's a good idea. It's just that I really do hope that eventually both Fairfax County, Montgomery County, this Commonwealth of Virginia, state of Maryland can eventually agree on having, like, say, express lanes to Maryland and maybe a dedicated bus lane to make this trip a lot more quicker. But as of right now, it looks like they're still arguing and bickering over something that is affecting the lives of, I don't know, maybe, like, say, around 1 million people, like, who uses this road, highway system, I mean. But yes. But this is a very crucial bus for this journey, because without it, this would prove my little journey around DC redundant, because I would have to go straight to DC using the Silver Line and the Red Line, while this bus just goes around DC, because again, that's the whole point of this little mission experiment thing, going around DC with public transit and not hitting DC except for that one small part at the Wilson Bridge. Also, I just do want to mention this, that I'm currently filming this on a second generation iPhone SE and a simple microphone that I found at a Best Buy. A microphone earbud, I mean. There I am, finally passing by the Potomac River on the American Legion Bridge, finally in Maryland, getting ready to head down to Bethesda. So finally, I am now at Rockville Pike, finally heading into the last stop of this route. For some reason, they do not stop at the underground bus terminal at the actual Bethesda station for some reason. I assume it's probably just because of bus capacity, I guess. But either way, On to our next bus. No, I have left the bus. Now I'm in Bethesda. And I am now trying to find the underground bus station. Only been to Bethesda one time last year, and with all the construction going on, like right there, it gets a little like confuzzling sometimes. Thankfully, I have enough time to find that station so I can get the J2 to the next one. Okay, I didn't do my research. It turns out that I could have just stayed on this route, on this stop, and then just wait for that J2 to come so that I can go to Silver Springs. Who would have known? Thankfully, it's coming in soon. And thankfully it did. Finally here on the J2, finally heading from Bethesda station, sort of, to the Silver Spring station. This bridge right here, below it, there is construction for the Purple Line that starts from Bethesda. Will go all the way down to New Carrollton with stops at Silver Springs and the University of Maryland College. For the finishing process, they're like about 60% complete, but they're still got a long way to go, because if I remember, it's either going to be 2027 that they will finish this or 2028, so it's definitely a pretty long time for them to, like, say, finish this up, but they're making progress nonetheless. Anyways, this road right here is super pretty, super nice, super calm when it's not rush hour, because I imagine that this road gets super busy. But anyways, we're almost reaching towards Silver Spring. So I just made it to the Silver Spring metro station. Silver Springs is actually where I was born in, so I've never lived here. I mostly lived in Virginia for the majority of my life. And this bus station is massive. Well, there's, like, I see 20 bays here. That's just for the lower level. Now I'm going on a top level, there's even more of them. Up next is Hodgsville Crossing. Also, pardon me if certain parts of the video look a little bit janky or wonky. I'm still trying to get an idea of, like, say, what the best camera angle is, while still being comfortable, because I'm using this with an iPhone. But aside from that, once I get it done, once I have a formula ready, you'll definitely see, like, say, a vast improvement as time goes on. Another thing is that if I did plan on highlighting, like, say, where I specifically am and what it specifically is, but I decided to keep it vague simply because these bus routes are actually no longer going to exist. They're actually going to be rebranded, but also some of these bus routes are actually going to be rerouted as a part of, like, the actual bus plan for 2025. So eventually, once that's been set and once everything moves forward with that, I do actually plan to remake this video with a lot of better, let's say, details, graphics, to the best of my ability. So for now, you are definitely looking at, like, say, a progress of a beginner. But hey, any tips, any advice that you want to give me, I will truly acknowledge it and appreciate it. So thank you, guys. We're halfway there, almost. There is no direction to where this channel is going. County Hyattsville Crossing Station. Now waiting for the F8 to go to Cheverly. And then from Cheverly, I think there will be one more metro station that I have to go. And then after then it's the National Highway. Here I am on the F8, heading towards Cheverly. I made a mistake because I didn't really need to take this bus, but that is fine. Again, kind of new to this part of Maryland, and at least I get to just enjoy the scenery of Maryland and just get a full understanding of what I can do the next time I do come to Maryland. I pretty much lived in Virginia for about 95% of my life, and once you get used to places like Mount Vernon, Annandale, Alexandria, and all the Church and Tysons, eventually you do want to, at least me, I do want to kind of spread my wings and then just explore a little bit more about, say, the region that I'm in, especially since the buses are plentiful and there's metro stations almost everywhere, and then new ones coming up. And then also places where you also do want to eventually spread out outside of DC, like Baltimore, Richmond, Philadelphia, just to name a few. So these videos do kind of act like just kind of a bit of motivation for me to just spread my wings.
Chevrolet Circle.
And realize that it is possible to go to these places and not really spend that much money, and hopefully this does to you guys as well, because I know in these times money does get tight, and eventually you do want to spread out, and hopefully I do guys help you out, kind of give you that motivation as well to spread your wings and travel. I know not all places are have, say, this amount of, say,
Columbia Park Road,
say, transit system like the ones in DC, but hopefully I do get to help you out as best I could through this video. Anyways, to Cheverly. Alright then. I am here in Cheverly Station. Not too far from here. Alright then, so I'm at the Cheverly Station, pretty much past the halfway point. I actually missed the bus. Yes, that is literally the name, the bus. Number 18, heading to Addison Road, so not to wait an extra 10 minutes for that bus to come. And that way, so I'm here at the Cheverly Station, and I just missed my ride of the bus. Yes, that is what it's called, the bus. That will take me to Addison Road. So now I have to wait next for 10 minutes. And quite literally there's nothing, I'm surrounded by forest, train tracks, and then probably somewhere behind there is a bunch of warehouses. So yeah, just sitting and waiting. So after Addison, I then take the P12 to the Suitland station. Then after Suitland, I have to take a bus another metro bus to a shopping center in Oxon Hill, then the NH2, then the NH1, back to King Street. So we're almost there. We are almost past the finish line. Alright, then while I'm waiting and I'm in my slow descent to madness, I'm just looking at this super old map right here, and this is quite confusing. Like, how are you supposed to make sense of this? Like, I assume, like, if you were to take the F12, which I don't know if that's running anymore, it goes here, here, and then it doesn't go anywhere else. So I guess so it just, oh, there it is. The F12 goes up there, which does not even make any sense. Like, I don't know what this yellow highlight means. Oh, what does it say? Buses started falling. My goodness. Meanwhile, this makes a lot better sense. Like, say, since they re-adjusted the map, tells you pretty much where the F12 will take you. Oh, and it makes much better sense. It goes somewhere to New Carrollton. Kind of tells you, like, say, the direction of where the 18 will go, which is Addison. Oh, and it looks like the 23 takes it up to, I assume that's going to be nearby where FedEx Field, now Northwest Stadium, is going to be in. Alright.
There we go. It's not any bus, it's the bus. Le bus.
Now, I had to turn this audio off because this was way too noisy, and I was taken aback at the layout of the seat because I was trying to figure out what kind of bus this was. It had Orion vibes, but I know it's not the shape of an Orion. Eventually, I did figure it out. Now I got off that bus. It was quite noisy, but I figured out what it was. It's called a Grand, no, not a Grand Canyon, an El Dorado bus. Pretty nostalgic. Reminds me of the Orion ones. Now I go from here, Addison Road, to Suitland via the P12. And that's pretty much going to be the last metro station that I'll hop off. Because after that, it's a bus to Oxon Hill, then the NH2, NH1, and then back to King Street Metro, which that way we will complete the circle. Alright, then now I'm here at the Suitland station. I didn't take much video of it because I was charging my phone. Plus it was extremely crowded, but now the next one will be King Street, back to home base, but before I do that I need to take the D12 and then the NH1 and NH2 buses, so we are super close to reaching our goal. So I just have to wait probably an extra 5 minutes for that bus to come. So I'm here at one of the shopping centers. There's like a Bojangles behind me, which I think it's permanently closed, or I don't know. Anyways, again, didn't took another video of what's inside of my ride there just because there was music being blared out too loudly. And mostly just because, one, I'm old, tired, and yeah. Somewhere where I'm pointing at the camera over there, there's a Quiznos which that is very rare for a quiz to have a Quiznos like in this region. The only other two I can think other two Quiznos I can think of would be one in Emporia, Virginia, and then one in Hagerstown, Maryland. There used to be a lot of them, but after like poor marketing decisions and all that other stuff, the economy, it just pretty much Roy Rogers themselves.
Oxon Hill Road at Riverside Plaza Apartments.
Okay, that was quite loud, but I'm actually on the bus again. This time number 35. I just did a little bit of quick research, and this will take me to the bus stop to meet with the NH2. Woohoo!
Oxon Hill Road at Riverside Plaza Apartments.
I've never been this close to a golf, but wow. That place is insanely huge. And suddenly I just did a quick transfer to the NH2. Finally, we are going to King Street. Going back. Yes, we are. Finally, we are on the Woodrow Wilson Bridge, heading towards Virginia. And again, this is the only part where we have to cross DC, because apparently Virginia has no ownership nor territorial claim of the Potomac River. So technically we are in Maryland, and then eventually somewhere around here, if I think, or maybe just past this signage, we will be in DC territory, which is why when people go on the bridge and they say now entering DC, now entering Maryland, or now entering DC, now entering Virginia, that is why the GPS often will mention that, because again, DC and Maryland pretty much have territorial claims of the Potomac River, not Virginia. And it'll probably be like that until the end of time. But regardless, still, we did a complete route. Here I am, back in King Street Station, and I did probably the craziest thing I've ever did. Well, I've done many more crazier things, but this goes up there. That tops it. That took 6 hours and 45 minutes. I'll probably not do this again.